Alright. I know I'm a bit late to the party, but let's go do some Advent of Code. Day 1, 2021. This year, we're gonna be starting in Erlang, which is gonna be fun. I think I've got everything. No, these are older ones that I was doing something else with. Oh yeah, it's in Errol. Here we go. So, I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of pain. This is some stuff that I got from Nix. This is last year's day 1, so I don't have the code here already. With a nice script to download the days, so I can already IOC download input. Can I do tab completion actually? No, I can't. Download input for 1. Oh yeah, so every single statement in Erlang needs to end with a full stop, which is something with a period. That's something I'm gonna be forgetting a lot. Anyway, Erlang is a very weird language. If you remember, the day was from 2019, by the way. If you remember it, you had to sum fuel. So it's not very complicated, this one, but Erlang, I think, if I recall correctly, just doesn't have loops. So they have some fun things there. Regardless, we're just gonna go hop into it and just start reading day 1. You're minding your own business on a ship at sea when the overboard alarm goes off. You rush to see if you can help. Apparently, one of the elves trips and accidentally sent the sleigh keys flying into the ocean. Before you know it, you're inside a submarine the elves keep ready for situations like this. It's covered in Christmas lights, and it even has an experimental antenna that should be able to track the keys if you can boost the signal strength high enough. There's a little meter that indicates the antenna's signal strength by displaying 0 to 50 stars. Your instinct tells you that in order to save Christmas, you need to get all 50 stars by December 25th. Alright. As the submarine drops below the surface of the ocean, it automatically performs a sonar sweep on a small screen. The sonar sweep report your input. Each line, the input appears. Each line is a measurement of the seafloor depth as your sweep looks further and further away from the submarine. Scanning outward, the sonar sweep found depths of, but this is relative to the height. But is it like, I guess it doesn't matter. The first order of business is to figure out how quickly that increases, so just so you know what you're dealing with. You never know if the keys will get carried into deeper water by an ocean current or a fish or something. To do this, count the number of times a depth measurement increases from the previous measurement. How many measurements are larger than the previous one? Right, so we have our test input here. And Nix made this very nice testing thing. So first we'll just delete all this, because we won't need it. Although, it's a very good way to see how he does input. So this will just be the lines of the day. It'll automatically do that. And here we can do a test. What I can do is I can just delete this real quick. Let's just return OK. So this will be 7, and day part 1 will be this list just in surrounded by brackets. Let's quickly do this. Just do is it /number? Yeah. Don't worry. I think this should work. There we go. Oh yeah, now all of the numbers are actually surrounded by this. I can change this fairly easily though. By doing a start of line, just U, I think. There we go. So we have our list of inputs. So this is one thing that I never really bothered with, and I'm kind of happy that it's here. Oh. Doing this properly? Yeah. 208. I wasn't sure if I was doing this correct. For some reason, it confused me a bit that it appears on the right of the cursor, but that makes perfect sense. So 240 is now at the end. Can I like... There we go. So now I can just do this and it'll automatically test it. Which I think, what's the command for that again? It's like test or something. Yeah, just test. So you can do day, and it'll call this function part1. And part2, just let return okay for now. Why are you complaining? Oh yeah, sure. So, part1, fuel lines. We're not gonna be doing fuel here. It's gonna be heights. And this is a function that we execute on all of this, and the list sum does what you would expect it to do. So this is our input. This splits it into... It's a list. Because, like, Erlang works with lists quite a bit. It doesn't really work with other things. I think Nix is here to correct me if I'm wrong, but a string is a list of numbers just interpreted as characters, if I remember correctly. So this is a list of lists, which we then put into, split it out, and then we have to do list to integer, and that's why it's a list. Even though this is a string, it's really a list. It's kind of the same in Python as well. If you look at it a little bit, crooked. So, and this is a function we can do. So here we can do, so this won't work, because we actually need to have the previous value as well. So, oh boy. I have an idea of how to do this, I'm just thinking a bit. So we need to actually use, yeah, why are you complaining now? Oh well. So we don't actually need a sum, or we kind of do. We want an accumulator here. It needs to return a value, that's what I was complaining about. Yeah, lines is not used. So we want to have a recursive... So yeah, Erlang just doesn't have loops. So what we want to do here is we can get the head and the tail of a thing. So we call it like parse... check heights. So we kind of want to return two values to this, and I think you can do that by doing head. So we just want to this was it, right? List sum. I'm gonna be having a lot of looking up very basic syntax for a while. Oh yeah, it's called lists. Here we go. List sum. So we want to do check heights. So how can I split it into two? It's easier to split the problem into smaller chunks. The first problem is turning your input into a series of numbers. Yeah, what I want to do is I want to do pairs. I want to do... No, you're correct. So first what I want to do is I want to have... I have this lines object. And I want to get into something like chunks here. So what's the best way to do that? Let me think. Well, I can just look it up, but I kind of want to think of this myself. It's been... because this day is mostly going to be about just mucking about with learning this damn language. So there's some very neat things you can do. So here, head and tail, but I know you can do this easier as well, like this. Here, head and tail. But I want to get two. Yeah, so this is kind of what you want. So you have term 1, turn 2, and term rest. But we needn't discard this. Oh, sorry. Thank you for the subscription, Baz. I really appreciate it. Class this morning was fine, just a bit of group work. So we basically want to something like this. So this will be H1 pipe, H2 pipe rest. So this will give us our H2, and then we want to do an if statement, which I think is a case H1 over H2. Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. How do I do that again? It's like lines, yeah, equals lines. I'm pretty sure if I get it right that Erlang is right associative, which is fun. So you write everything in reverse. So how do you do an if statement properly again? It's gonna be a lot of looking things up. Because the thing is, I know that I know nothing about Erlang, so yeah. Yeah, here we go. I think it's a case of, right? Oh no, you can do if, yeah. Yeah. So you can just use if statements. If H1, was it a decrease or an increase that they want? Increases. So if the second number is over the, yeah, so H2. One, and then the else statement is 0. How did you do else again? Oh, you're right. Oh yeah, lowercase strings are atoms, which means that atom equals atom. This is always the case for lowercase variables. You're right. I need to keep that in mind. Oh, you can do that? Okay, that's a lot easier. Yeah. Well, so this is the syntax error. Yeah. And then let's do it like this. Experiment. That's a good idea. So we can just do val. Value equals, because I kind of want to do something like this. If, and then I'm not sure why it doesn't do, and then we do true 0 and then a full stop, right? No, it's a comma. It's a full stop that you do at the end of the function. Yeah. So let's do h1 equals 10, full stop, h2 equals 20, and then I'll do just test this actually. But it says there's a syntax error before value. Oh, because of course comma. Why do you complain actually? Oh, because we're not returning a value, and then we would return value, yeah. Which we can just do by doing this, right? So what's wrong here? Let's see what it says. Huh? Oh, I see. Use a syntax error before full stop. Hey there, Avenue. You pretend I know anything about. I mean, I know nothing about this language. So they make this actually the return one. Make it a bit easier for myself. So this will just return if the return true if the second value. So I can just sum when I apply this. Oh, of course, it's an end for the if. Yeah, and you're... So what I can do now is I can compile this. But I can't check the function. But I'm assuming this will be right. I can't imagine it's not. So now I want to fold it. Would that work? I'm just not aware of all the tools, which is always an issue. Because basically what I want to do is I want to have an accumulator. And what I want to do is I want to do accumulator plus check heights h1, h2. And then I need to rerun this with the accumulator. So we're gonna have to have like a oh wait, wrong button. Let's actually do it a bit like this. Just do it because this is just a fairly simple thing, because we can just do plus. Can I do like a plus and then the if statements? Like, would that work? That would be very nice. This will be lines. And then this will be check heights on lines. Just return that. And this returns the okay, that's why this is actually valid. It's pretty funny. Variable rest is on use. Yeah, so then we wanna, so this is an accumulator. Do we need to do that? I can just do this, right? Comma 0. Just give it a accumulator of 0. Here. And then, how do I append these? It should be a plus plus, right? So then we want to return accumulator plus check heights h2 plus plus rest on my accumulator. No, but there's no, this is endlessly loop forever, because eventually it won't be able to do this. Because it'll always keep popping off the first, so eventually we're going to get to a list that has an element of 1. Also, the first one is actually undefined. So we know that it's always going to be, there's no increase possible. So we actually want to append like, how do I append a list to one other one? Because I want to do like something like this. It's a bit hacky. But this will make sure the first one will never be an increase. So the way Erlang works, what I really like about it is the way you can do pattern matching on things. And I know you can do guards for this. So what we want to do is we want to have a lines accumulator where lines is only a single element long. And then we just want to return accumulator. But I need to do a guard here. Yeah, I know. We can just do... This means we ignore it, but that this matches right here. It's already defined. So we need to add a guard for this. Here, guards. Guards. Here, when x is over 16, good. But now I want to do a length. How do I do a... Oh... There's no built-in function to check length, is there? Or no, there must be. There must be. Yeah, that's a string length though. Standard lib. Just make it look like a list with a single element. So is that like this? But why is it saying it's already defined? Or do I need to do an if here? Just if. Like this, then? Oh. I think that's what I need to do. So like this. Ah, okay. So now we can compile this. Where does it go? Yeah. I'll just delete this. Oh, just a warning. Okay, doesn't matter. For a second I thought it failed, but it didn't. So now we can do day 1, part 1. So let's give it a list of a single number, and it should return 0. Call this 48 where? It's line 17, which is here. Call this 48 plus 1. Is it because there's only a single element in it? Is that why it's breaking? It shouldn't be, right? Yeah, still breaking. So... Oh. It's because I did that? It's possible. No. But still, this is... What I want to do... Lines equals... 101... 202... No, you're right, it's not. It's an element. You're actually very correct. 0, which is not correct. How do I print again? It's like IO... IO formats. Can I just do lines? Will that work? No, it won't. That is very much not any readable at all. Why is it extra 0 there? And let's just do it like this. It's a bit clunky, but... now how do you do that again? Day P has no tests N. Okay. So we do like... Is this correct? No, it probably needs to be like a list. Oh yeah, we need to compile it. Oh, bloody hell. There we go. I hope this year is all game theory. Yeah, so 99, 101, 202. And that's correct. But I'm pretty sure that we're not actually adding to the accumulator. Oh yeah, you've got invariable arithmetics. But no. Do we just do it like... put this in here? No. They had some very nice examples for the length. Because they do it here as well. Yeah, so the accumulator... yeah. It only flicked because it has atoms. Yeah, so you cannot reassign values. Yeah, that's it feels clunky. You're correct, but it feels nasty. And then we just do... we need to do this. Oh, yes. Plus, there we go. Because at that point, you might as well just chuck this whole thing in here. It's less readable, but it would work. And 1. Okay, so... what were comments again in Erlang? Hash? No. Double dash? No. Slash slash? No. What were they again? Goddammit. I use them here, right? What the heck is a comment in here? Oh, percent. Okay, sure. So we can now test this. So we just run... and it passes. So we can do day 1, which we do by... what's it again? AOC... oh. Run 1, 1. 1712. Not the right answer. Too low. Is it an off by 1? Yeah. What's wrong here? How would I even get an off by 1? Am I handling an edge case correctly? The first one is not 999, so that's okay. It's 155. Increase, decrease, increase. 7 measurements that are larger than the previous measurement. Does it go pretty high? Are you in error? Is it like printing out the wrong one? Let me just format the 2 that you're comparing. Just make that a little bit easier. Oh, can I then print out, here we go, h1 over h2. Yeah, but I'm not gonna spot anything weird in here. False, true, true. But I want to see the last one, that's what I wanted to see. 9899. 9899. Which is indeed an increase. 1712. I'm very tempted to try 1713. Yeah. But we know that it's too low, so one of the ones that's true is false should be true. How many lines are there? Like 2,000, so most of them are actually true. So we can just do an if let's do this. Now we need to flip this around. Right. Why is this incorrect? Didn't you have that here? Some examples about how to do that? You did a case, but I want to do an if statement. 1713? No, I think we have the same inputs then. But I'm still, it's strange why it's off by 1. No, because this is just overloads. Oh, of course. I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. There we go. But so why is it not... So it should, in theory, execute both of these statements. Yeah, I'm not sure either. Okay, let me just take a look at the if statements. What the if? Because this just returns and this ends it, because you have various overloads. Yeah, because they overload a previous version. But why is it not accepting this? If... Wait, this is no errors? Yeah, no, it prints only the false ones. Well, that's slightly better. But I can't imagine this is wrong, because this is just a simple Boolean check. There's no way any of this is actually incorrect. Oh, no. I know the error. Yes. Marvin had the exact same issue. Why does it start with 999? Oh, it's because the first one can't be an increase. You could do something like or if h1 is -1 or whatever, but because I don't know how to start from the second index. Because you need to, because my function it just pops off the top 2. But yeah, no, I can fix this fairly easily. This should just be a list to integer, right? Yeah, because you're comparing an integer to a string now. Or a list, my bad. Huh? Illegal guard expression. Yeah. So why is it being a twat here? Yeah, so what's going on here? Yeah, that's uncommitted, I know. Illegal guard expression Erlang. That's weird. Of course, what I could do is just don't bother here and just do list comprehension here. Okay, so that's just not possible at all. It kind of makes sense. Yeah, I think I remember that. So we can use this. So just comment you out real quick. There we go, 1713. Lazy comparisons. We did it, kids. Sorry, let me just quickly clean this up a bit. There we go. But I like the way this works. I really like it. It feels clean. And now, if I could just do this. And I want to see if I can make this a bit better. So we could just do the split like this, which you could do. I'm surprised it doesn't automatically properly do this, but yeah. Because I think this is elegant. I just think it's a bit clunky you can do this, but... But no. Can't you index into lists? I thought you couldn't, but maybe I'm wrong here. No, you must be able to index into lists, right? There's no way you wouldn't be able to. There's some very interesting stuff that I'm not going to look at right now, because there are some very neat things you can do. Those are tuples. It's usually a... Yeah, that's what I remember reading as well. Anyway, we have it solved, so let's go to day 2. Part 2. Considering every single measurement isn't useful as you expected, there's just too much noise. Instead, consider sums of a 3-measurement sliding window. Sort by comparing the first and second 3 measurement windows. The measurements in the first 3 windows are marked A, and their sum is moi. And, okay. Well, there are 5 sums that are larger. So I have to just quickly parse this a bit. Yeah, don't worry about it. Bit annoyed that it removes it, but it's because I have it selected, so it's fine. I'm lazy. Why does it not take you? I thought I would also remove the white space, but I guess it didn't. Yeah, don't worry. There we go. What are you complaining about? Did I typo you? No, I just think it doesn't want a white space. So for part 2, we kind of do the same thing. Oh, where do you start? You started at this first one. Second window is marked B. Yeah, okay, so now we actually don't... So we end it now when there's still only H, but how can you compare? Oh yeah, no. So A to B to C to D to E, yeah. So you never even care. You just start with B, as it were. So the moment you know that there are only 4 elements left is the last one. So when there's 3 left, you stop. So we can copy this again, and now it's when there's 3, and then you just return accumulator. So now we kind of do the same thing, we just do it slightly different. So we can just copy this over. But instead of you, we do check heights window, and we don't actually need to use you. So we still pop off the first thing. So we're gonna just copy this. It's fairly easy. But now we do check heights window. And now we want the first... Oh boy. Let's see. It's fine to do this, right? Yeah, it's fine to just do... Don't know why this comma snuck in. H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Well, this means that as soon as we have... No, we need only 4. Sorry, my bad. It's only 4. Yeah, I know. Because, yeah, there's overlap here, which means that you just... Wait, that means you just compare this one and this one. Because these are equal. So these are completely irrelevant. And you just do... if H4 is larger. What? This seems rather easy. But now we need to make sure to actually combine these two, so we actually need to keep this. But is there a way to easily do that? Yeah, I guess I can just reuse... Day 1 is easy, yeah, shocker. Can I just return rest here? Because what I want to do is I want to do head, tail... I want to do like this. And then I want to return just tail here. But I think you can do this slightly easier. Yeah, I know variable H is unused. Variable rest is unused, yeah. See, this feels clunky. And I can't imagine that there's a better way to do this. Anyway, let's see if my first initial assertion is right. So we just do compile again. We do tests. You're bad at Bloodborne. I am very good at Bloodborne. And they both test. They both pass. So let's see if this is correct. Those full stops, man. They're gonna nick me. Hey, we got it. I am very surprised that I did this within an hour. I was half expecting to just not be able to complete this before my my interview. I'm actually very surprised by this. You were good at it. No, I'm doing Advent of Code now. Although I am maybe gonna stream Bloodborne now. Remember to commit. Yeah. I am frankly very surprised. It's a little bit easier than I thought, but this was a relatively easy day as well. So, you know. Cancel. Day 1. Sage all of them, please. Just got spam. But there must be an easier way to do this. No, this is fine. But there must be a way you can just immediately do something like this here. Is there something like the walrus operator? It must be because I was there, Baz. It just attracts the spam. Because this I like, but I still feel it's the same thing here, right? We can do the exact same thing here. And this just feels clunky. Do it in the function guard instead of using ifs. Yeah, so you would do H pipe T here. Yeah, H1, H2. Tail. One bracket too many, buddy. And then this just can be gone. That's right, that's very nice. But it's a bit clunkier here. Because we need 2 separate thingies. But what I could do, I guess... Oops. Is do H... pipe T. Because T is just what we return here. Yeah, I guess I'll just use T here. It's a little bit quicker to write all the time. Just gotta remain consistent. So this we don't need anymore. And then this would just be... T, so this will be H1, and we just do H2 pipe underscore. This would work as well. Oh, this would be, this would be H4. Oh. The if statement can be in the function guard too if you use when. That would work easily here. You're right. What was it again? Just gonna double check the syntax to see you're correct. Guards, guards, guards. Yeah. So this just returns... Yeah, because we... And otherwise, because this will be an overload. So can I just do this then here? Part 1 test failed. Yep. Yeah, no, I know what's going wrong here. Because this still needs to be appended back. Yeah. See, this is the cleanness I would expect to be able to use, and then we can just do this as well. No need to do it like that. From Erlang, and this is what I really like to do, or what I really like to see, yeah. But so here it would be a little bit more awkward. Because here what we'd have to do, because we need 4 values, we need to append them all back on. You'd have to do something like this. So we just delete all this, that's fine. Can I do H3, H4? Okay, that's actually not too bad. You can just do H pipe T? Really? Oh, that's what it was called. I thought it was called programming. I couldn't find it. That doesn't seem... Oh, wait, no, of course, I need to use list comprehension. No, that makes sense, actually. Okay, I'll remember that here, actually. Do I have that? It's called software? No, I don't. Software... I mean, it is pretty soft. Technically, it's not game development, but you know, there we go. Thank you. But yeah, there we go. That's nice. And I like this. And when we can... So would this work too? Yeah. That's cleaner. I like it. So I just see if this works. Tests. I keep going on one too far. Yeah, hey, perfect. I mean, it's a lot of check heights window, but you know. So there's no way, as far as I know, to make this dynamic, right? Because there were... Nah, well, I guess... Because what if you wanted to unroll an arbitrary number? Then you'd have to go over curse. Say I want to have this window be 2 instead of 3. I can't do something like this, right? Yeah, no way. That makes no sense. Oh, okay, I guess it would make sense in Python, but you know. I guess we could do the same here? Pipe? No, that doesn't work. But yes, I am happy with this. Commit this and look in the licks if you're curious. Let's do. But there's quite a lot of stuff for lists, of course. But I'm more looking at list comprehension here. And a combination here. This is a lot, though. But the filter map is going to be something we're going to be using quite a bit. I guess that's something we could use. But I think that's overkill here. I think because we're doing such simple comparison, this is fine. But I imagine something like... fold could work. I'm not sure. I think a lot of it is just going to be realizing what you can do. I've seen flat map a few times. Flat map from XX. So that takes the first 2 elements and combines them and doubles them. Yeah, but that just gives you 1 element. Ah, yes, split an nth tail. Splits. Yeah, contains the first element and the rest. Yeah, list 2, 3. So that is what you could use for arbitrary length, yeah. Because I was thinking about writing a generic, because that's what I usually like to do, especially in problems like this, because in theory, you compare element A to element B with C elements in between. And with the first one, there are 0 elements in between, and with the second one, there's 2 elements in between. So in theory, you could generalize that. So then you would just split the lists. Nice and blue. Because you don't need these elements in theory. So you can just always discard the head and just grab the tail at the start. And then split your head. But this is, of course, faster. But yeah, I like it. I also like that we have quite a few people already working here. Is Shill in here? Because apparently we got this person here actually being good. Here. Weren't they in here? Shill said she made the top 100 in 2019, if I recall correctly. Maybe under a different name or an anonymous user. Anyway, I believe her when she says that. So yeah, this is of course the older one. Look at me dangling at the bottom because it was the latest. Actually having to go to class, kind of sad, not gonna lie. Of course, this is kind of meaningless at the start. They'll become more fun later, though. But yeah, it took me 8 minutes in between. Why does it take him an hour? I'm guessing he just went off. But yeah, Shill took a minute in between, which is pretty good. I want to see the delta, actually. Here we go. Now it sorts by this one, so I am. My times this year are gonna be absolute garbage. Because first of all, no way in hell I'm waking up at 6 in the morning multiple times a week. And second of all, it's freaking Erlang. I'm not going to be fast. Because last year I did CPP, and that was pretty okay, but mostly because this was when I actually could start waking up earlier. I think this was when Cyberpunk released, and I just did them in between. Played Cyberpunk until 6 in the morning, and then I stopped, did Advent of Code, and then went on. They were pretty funny. Only got one proper gold, though. Don't know what day 16 was again. You were fast today because of Erlang. You're right and wrong. I'm pretty sure that for today, the time that I lost, I gained back because of Erlang. But I don't think in Python or CPP I would have been slower. You'd still be reading about how to parse a number. I mean, the thing is, I wrote that already. If I was doing this in C++ or Python, I would just grab the code that I wrote last year. 2019 I also completed, yeah. Here I was a little close to the top because I was actually waking up quite early on most of these days. You haven't finished this yet, Nix. And before that, I haven't actually completed them yet. I got pretty far in 2017. I just never finished that. And I want to be meaning to do these later, but which language did I do this one? I don't remember. I think I did this in C++ as well. This was Python, Python, C++. And this I just did the first day because they're always easy. This one is literally sum them up. These will be interesting, but I guess you would do the same here. You would use like if case of this plus 1, if case of that minus 1. In Python, this is like a trivial one-liner. And that's the thing, right? Like, I'm much more familiar with these things in Python than in Erlang, because I'm pretty sure in Erlang, you could just do list, sum, and then already do the mapping in there. Because you could even make it just a function, you just simplify that. Because I think my modus operandi for the coming week is going to be basically what Nick said earlier, just think about the simplest task you need to do and work from there. And just make function, then at the end you can actually realize, hey, I can just combine it all into whatever this mess is. Because if you would show this to me, if you would have shown this to me before I started reading Erlang, like I've done a few times with Nick's stuff, I just don't understand it. Because the whole overloading thing I'm familiar with from Java, but the whole syntax with it is a bit strange. Because this is one statement. Because you end one line with a full stop, with a period. So this is overloading the previous function. Or so this is like saying, okay, this is not done yet. I want to do more overloading within this function block. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 statements. But one statement is like 5 lines. And I think that's going to throw me a wrench as well. But I really like what Nix has done for me, which is this infrastructure. I can quickly show it as well. Just have the lists. I don't think this is correct, Nix. At least not yet. I think that's because in 2019 those are the only days he finished. Parse the number in C++ is one statement. It's the same here. Like, this makes an entire list of integers about... from a list of strings. And it would be the same in Python, because in Python you would do... like this. Which is like... I would say this is slightly more readable. But it's not like any different per se. Because instead of this, you've got this. Oh. And this is double pipes. There we go. We have the same. Yeah, it's true. I did already improve a few things. It's just, yeah, exactly. But I like that. Like C++ is not... It's not a competition per se, right? I've used C++ and I think that it has some really, really neat features. Like the streaming was extremely useful for parsing things. Because you could stream at the same, multiple things at the same time. I mean, I have the... Oh, yeah, I need my own. Do I have secret things? No, I don't. Nothing you would find relevant anyway. Here, it's 2020. Sure, I can find an example real quick because it's done quite a lot. Okay, not here, fine. But yeah, this is great. You do a string stream and then you just do this, and you get all of them. It's great. I really like the way to do these like this, but let's see. Yeah, so this is the stuff Nick's made for me, or made for himself, and he gave it to me. Run all. So this all is an atom. So you would say run everything. It would call the function, and all is just the days and the parts in the sequence. So this is what I really. So you can do list comprehension with multiple lists. It's sort of like zip in Python. You get days, which is a function, so this returns a list of 1 to 25. And this is the parts, which is, 1 to 2, 1 and 2. And so it creates 50 elements, 1, 1, 1, 2, etc., etc. And then it just tells you, and then it runs it here. And so this is like the you immediately match the head into this. And I think this is something I'm going to like quite a bit later as well. So you can do the whale thing you would do in Python, which would be like... how do I give a quick example? You could do like an if statement, right? You could do var equals statements. And then if this is, you know, over 5, for example, and then if this is true, then var gets this assigned. But this you can just do a little bit easier here. I'm mostly rambling. And okay is just what it uses to see if it's okay, because then it tells you, it returns the atom okay. Time is timing, which is, you know, it times stuff because we like to do comparisons like that. How can I... oh yeah, here, 1 comma. Can I do this? Just crash out. Yes. Doesn't work. Man. So it does it like a whole bunch of times? Yeah, here you go. Excuse me. But so you could easily do time day, because then you just do time day 1 and just do like this. And then you do this. That's head mismatch. Why is it a head mismatch? Oh, because they're not actually overloads from each other. Function time 1 already defined. Is it? Yeah, so I need to put it here, actually. There we go. So I now need to compile this again, so we need to do CAOC. Because a previous clause at line 1 always matches. Yeah, so what we need to do now is we need to say, hey, if this is an integer and not a list. Because otherwise it'll clash with time all. When I was like, is integer? Something like this, right? Yeah, here we go. And now it works, because now we actually made sure that they don't clash. So now we can do AOC. Time 1. And now it'll run 2 when both take 10 seconds. There we go. Man, I'm good. So bloody good. And in theory, you can have it look a little bit nicer and say how long it takes, but is there a way to change this into milliseconds, though? Because you have an average and that many runs. So average is the list folds. It's a nice amount of underscores there, because we don't care about any of that, because we just want to do the times. That's when we're done. We don't care what the functions were. Times 001. Why is it times 00? Why is it times all of those? Is that in microseconds, actually? How much is this? 6? Yeah, why don't you do this? Just do, here, US. Right? Is it micro? Milli, micro, 124. Yeah. Can I put a micro in there? Oh god, freaking, here we go. I'm not weird enough to have that on my keyboard. There must be like a round function. Formatting texts. Oof. How do you format that nicely? Oh, didn't they have some other I/O stuff earlier? And you're already using it. Yeah, it's the F. Oh, do you know? Because I want to truncate things after the full stop. I don't know the syntax exactly. You're already using it. Dialyzer. Give me some info, buddy. F is a field width. Hey, that's what I want. Hey, here we go. O.F. So what does it do? Here we go. The argument is a float written as dash the position of the number digit after the decimal point 6, and it cannot be less than 1. Okay. What? 5C. So this is like... You press down there, but it makes sense, but it's also confusing. What? What? Why is this character here all of a sudden? What? Huh? Is it saving as like the weird... Oh no, look, it was always a U here. So it just can't handle the micro. Pfft. Shitty piece of code. Yeah, that's what I'm noticing. It's not terrible. US is very standard to use instead of micro S. Maybe I can... It's PowerShell. I'm not sure it would be. I could check it actually by just doing this. This works. Can I do like... Wait, no, this is of course an atom. So why is it not working? Better not check it. It just crashes. I want to keep my blame game. No, I'm sorry. Like, but this just makes no sense though. Oh, but I could try this though. IO format mu. Why does it give mu okay? Here it works. Why does it not work in there? Well, we're not gonna think too much about it. I want to quickly go through the rest here, and then I'm gonna have to go. So this runs the days with the arguments. I'm not sure if it actually does anything anywhere. Doesn't really matter. Basically, what it takes, it makes the day because it assumes that the day file is day1.txt and the URL file is day1.erl. And this will look to search for part 1. That's your function, which is part 1 and part 2, of course, with the arguments, which is usually just your lines. Yeah, so it splits the data. It gets what you really like that it does this binary to list, because otherwise it's like this. I think it looks like it's like, and then it's data. You add quotes. Do you mean single or double quotes? Or do you mean like this? Which would be a very interesting... If this would work, I'm very confused. Syntax error runtime. So yeah, it actually parses the file in the shell. And does this is really weird. So I think it saves it as a UTF-8 encoded file. Oh yeah, well, it's a syntax error no matter what, because it needs to be ++. So that's not strange. What? Regardless, really weird behavior. Anyway, like I said, I actually have to go at some point, so I'm just going to quickly run through this. So yeah, it grabs the Dave file and it purchases and loads them. I also made it so that it compiles it if it hasn't yet, so you can just run day 1 if you want without actually compiling this, because that creates the beam files, which is the don't remember what it stands for, but that's actually the compiled file. And it just runs it and prints the output. Same goes for the testing. That's no test. It's fairly simple, and the download day just takes a cookie that I've got here. I'm not going to show you, and it just downloads it. And it's really nice. Like, you can just, this is what matches if it's correct. You just check for the return code. You don't care about anything else. I think that's pretty neat. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little foray into Erlang. I am gonna go. I might be back later today with some Bloodborne, but we'll see. I first have a PhD interview for Heidelberg in about an hour. So, cheers.